One local dentist and one from across the globe both weigh in on oral cancer today. Hi, I'm Allie Cook. Today's April 20th, 2016, and this is your Wednesday Watch. Here's today's dental news brought to you by the Henry Schein Cares Foundation. We're starting off with more coverage of the Global Oral Cancer Forum, which took place in New York City last month and was sponsored by the Henry Schein Cares Foundation. Dr. Comisi of Ithaca, New York is here to tell it like it is.
Hey, Dr. Comisi, thanks for joining us.
It's a pleasure being with you, Allie.
We were talking a little bit before off camera. I'm going to get right down to it. You told me you're angry. Why are you angry?
I'm angry because we as professionals, healthcare professionals, aren't educating our patients effectively enough on the preventive measures that we can help them take to identify any and all oral disease ahead of time. I think as a country and as a world, we have forgotten that we're doctors, and as doctors, the overall terminology means teacher. And we need to teach our patients on how to help themselves. One of the biggest issues that I find is that most people are completely unaware of the relationship between their good oral health and their overall well-being in general. And too many doctors are afraid of talking about oral squamous cell carcinoma and the risk factors involved with it. And I really think that, as Dr. Alfano said during his keynote speech, we really need to take a major stand. I wrote an article not long ago entitled, Why Are We Only Looking at Oral Cancer Essentially in April? It's an all-year issue. We should not just focus in on April. We should be focusing on this on 365 days a year in order to help everybody understand the risks of this insidious disease. Oral squamous cell carcinoma is life-altering and life-changing. It affects the quality of health, and we really need to do something. So it's an honor to be here at the Global Oral Cancer Forum to participate, listen to the incredible speakers from all over the world that are sharing together for the very first time how abundant this disease is. And so hopefully what we'll be able to determine today are directions that we can take as a world to help to combat this, bring awareness to the world, and help more people survive. Because this is a survivable disease if we identify it early, and we as dentists are responsible for helping our patients and being able to identify it. If you're not screening, why? You really should, and you really need to be doing something about that.
Absolutely. Well, some great messages here. Thank you for joining us, Dr. Comisi.
Always wonderful being with you.
And as always, you know, this is a great message. It's not just April, it's all the time. So start screening your patients now.
Thanks, Dr. Comisi. Keep watching for more of our coverage of this important event. A new toothpaste could help fix our teeth in our sleep. Researchers in London have come up with a new toothpaste ingredient that hardens teeth, putting back minerals lost from tooth enamel and helping to prevent decay and sensitivity. And it does it all during sleep hours. The new ingredient is called Biomin F and is only available online from specialty distributors, but it is expected to be available over the counter by the end of the year. A fluoride-free version of Biomin is also being developed. Coming up, another doctor speaks out on oral cancer.
Now, oral cancer globally affects about 500,000 people, and of those, about 150,000 people die annually from oral cancer. We have been very fortunate to have an unrestricted educational grant from Henry Schein Cares Foundation, and that has allowed us to put together the program for the forum. And the purpose of the forum is not to solve the problems of oral cancer overnight, but more to expose all of the attendees to the different ideas, different programs that are going on around the world so that they can bring something back to their organization, to their workplace. This forum will bring in all of the stakeholders with an interest in oral cancer.
A new study examined data collected between 1993 and 2013, searching for a link between oral health and the cognitive status for older patients. Researchers found that improved oral health could slow cognitive decline as people age, in that various periodontal conditions are associated with cognitive decline. However, they advised that the evidence was not enough to suggest that one necessarily causes the other. The full study is published in the Journal of the American Geriatric Society. Dr. Camile Farah was another panelist at the Global Oral Cancer Forum. Dr. Farah hails from Western Australia, and I was happy to have the opportunity to speak with him. Here's our conversation.
Now, I understand you came all the way out from Australia to New York for this event. What made you want to make the whole trip?
So, firstly, it's a very important forum. This is the first global forum dedicated specifically to oral cancer. So, that was a very important occasion to contribute to. Secondly, I was asked to contribute by the chair in 2 panels. So very important to represent the specialty, oral medicine in particular, but also represent the particular region, which for me is Australia, and then to learn from many of the other experts that are here today.
And what can you tell us from an Australian perspective about this disease?
So from an Australian perspective, oropharyngeal cancers, throat cancers are on the increase significantly. Tongue cancers are on the increase also. Lip cancers, however, are decreasing because of sun protection policy in Australia. And we have a very large burden of lip cancers, so it's very good to see that they're decreasing. Interestingly, there's a significant variation geographically between, say, in my case, Australia, but comparing that to other regions of the world. So trying to understand the geographical differences has been very good as part of this meeting today.
You're going to be speaking as part of a panel today. What are you going to be talking about?
So this afternoon the panel will be discussing adjunctive diagnostic aids, so essentially new technology, new devices that can help us improve detecting cancers, help us visualize cancers, but most importantly also visualize early lesions, what we call oral potentially malignant lesions. So these lesions that occur in a greater majority of people and have the ability to transform to a cancer. So we're discussing those and their ability to help dentists, doctors, nurse practitioners in identifying and detecting the lesions early.
All right, we look forward to hearing more about that. Thank you so much for joining us today. It was great to meet you.
Much. Thank you.
Thanks.
Thanks to my guests, and thanks to you for joining us for the Wednesday Watch. Stay tuned next week for one last special guest for Oral Cancer Awareness Month.